Good evening, and welcome to Health is Wealth. This program is brought to you by the Chicago chapter of the National Black Nurses Association. I'm Bernetta Pearson. I'm your host for tonight. And to my right and your left is Reverend Green.
Yes.
And I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about what she does because I'm really, when I was talking to her, I was really excited about what she is doing for the community. And that's the thing nowadays,
Right.
Giving back and paying forward, and it's wonderful and needed.
Right.
So if you will tell our audience what your title is and what you do
Okay.
and your organization.
Okay, my name is Reverend Green. I'm the CEO of Men and Women in Prison Ministries, Universal House of Refuge Center. We offer lots of services in our agency for the reentry population, and we do some services also for those that are incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
We do some advocacy work on their behalf around health care. And with December the 1st being World AIDS Day, I would like to share a little bit about the health and wellness services that we offer at Men and Women in Prison Ministries for the reentry population, people returning from prisons. We have what we call our cancer awareness program that we do services for women around breast cancer. We also have HIV and HCV screening. We now have a lab at our agency. We're located at 10 West 35th Street, right here in Chicago. Been at the IIT building for 9 years.
Okay, that is wonderful. And I had almost forgotten about World AIDS Day. There's so much
Yes.
going on now, and I haven't seen a lot of hoopla around that like I usually do, on TV. So I'm glad that you haven't forgotten,
Oh, no.
and your mission is still strong.
Right.
That you're going to do, and we're excited about that, and we're excited to bring it to you. And I want to tell you, audience, viewers, that you need to get a pen and a piece of paper. I'll tell you that at the beginning so that you have time to be back in space, in place, so that you can get to the rest of her presentation. So let's start with why, we're going to know a little bit about you. Why are you doing this? How did this start?
Oh, well, for me, it started with Good News Mission 35 years ago. Came to my church and was talking about the service that was needed, volunteer service that was needed behind the prison walls. And 35 years ago, I volunteered, not knowing I had anyone incarcerated. Didn't know much about prisons, but I volunteered because it was a calling. It was a calling for me to do this type of work. So that's how I got started.
That is so wonderful. And all of us have that because those of us who are nurses, probably a lot of us felt that same way. I want to do something. I know I did.
Yes.
From 8 years old up, I wanted to be a nurse. That was my
Wow.
thing. And so we all have that, and it's great that we're each doing what we
Something.
can do, and we're working towards the same goal.
Right.
So I'm excited about that. And before we go off the air, I want you to give contact information to all who are listening and looking, because certainly most of the time, people out here in our audience have problems or know people with problems that are similar to what our guests present. That's what I like about the cable access, Chicago Cable Access, is because that's their purpose, and that's why us not-for-profit groups are using this venue to get the word out, get the message out, and most of all, for you to be able as the audience to contact us with questions, with ways that you want to pay it forward or help, those types of things. So we want to do that. And let's start from when a person would contact you for any reason.
Okay. Well, at our office at 10 West 35th Street, we have we've been there 9 years now, and people shows up there through the day. They just come in because the word of mouth has gotten out that we actually help people that's being released from prison to reinstate their driving privileges. We make sure they get their driver's license, not driver's license, but their birth certificate, social security card, and so they can get a state identification. We've been funded to do that.
They
and,
give it to them? They
what
don't
our-
deny that to them?
Oh, no,
Oh,
they have to
okay,
have.
wonderful.
It's actually against the law not to have your state identification or some form of identification in the public. So we do assist them with that, and when they do show up for the state identification, we make sure that we do health screenings
Okay.
for prevention.
I can understand that.
Yes.
So that's what a person in order for us to pass the word, those of us who are looking, I'm going to start in the beginning of the program by asking you to give us some information right up front.
Okay.
What they can call or go to or whatever, so that at the end we will repeat it for them.
Okay, that's
Okay,
great.
so can you give us that contact information that they need, a phone call or whatever they need to contact you?
Right. We're located at 10 West 35th Street on the 9th floor. We're in the IIT building. And our phone number is 312-328-9610. That's 312-328-9610.
And you also have a fax?
We have a
in case
fax
there's
number.
another organization that might want to fax
Yes.
something to you.
312-328-9611. And we have a website, www.mwipm.com. And we also have an email,
All right.
info@mwipm.com.
All right,
You can reach us there.
I just can't get used to this, what is this, the 21st century of the, I hate computers and all those things, I do.
Well, I'm learning.
And
I'm-
that's why I can't learn, because if you don't like something, it's harder for you to learn.
Yeah.
And I know that I should, but when I look at, and I'm getting off the subject, I'm getting right back on it, but we have an addiction. My children, everybody in my house, I try to talk to them, and they're all the time.
Texting
They don't
and-
even
yeah.
hear you.
Yeah.
So, but it's useful. I can see that, and we're going to do it again before the show is over. So now, tell me, what is explain to me how these are people from
Prison.
incarceration.
Yeah, prison or jail,
Okay,
state prisons or
okay.
Cook County Jail. So we service them based on the needs around state identification and healthcare screening and things like that. So
Does the state contact you to tell you who's coming, or
no, that's
do
not.
they
it's not.
give them the information that they
Well-
need like this when they leave?
Right, in the prison, what we do, we give out our, what we call Illinois Community Supportive Service Directory, which is a
Oh,
directory
right.
with over 300 agencies statewide for services for the reentry population. So we make sure that these directories go into the prisons that request it, and they give them the information when they're leaving the prison, and they come to us.
Now, you
Yeah,
said that-
Secretary of State office send people, the police department
Good,
send people to
good,
us to
good.
get their state identifications reinstated.
Now, you said some of the places that request it, does that mean that some of them don't?
Not all of them do, but those that request the directories, we make sure that we ship them out to the prisons that request it.
So
and
can
make sure-
we do that? Like the people who are watching us tonight, everybody, almost everyone knows someone who's
Has been
incarcerated or is
incarcerated.
about to come out, and just recently they've had a bunch of men coming out of the prisons that were not supposed to be there in the first place.
Right.
But they've been in there, many of them, as you know, for years, and
Yes.
so they have to reacquaint themselves.
Absolutely.
So can they, even though they have been exonerated, can they make use of this?
Oh, yes, it doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, we don't ask people what they were incarcerated for. That's not what we are there to do. We're there to serve.
Okay.
So if they show up there, and we do have to make sure that it's been within a year, they've been out less than a year. If they've been out less than a year, we don't look at their records, we don't do all of that. What we do is help them get their state identification restored, because that's what we do. We call it.
That is
That's one of the
awesome
things we do.
information that
That's
you're
one of the
putting out
things that
here.
we do.
And I think I know a lot, and I didn't know anything about this program.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm going to do what we're going to ask a lot of people to do tonight who are watching the program. Pass it on.
Yes.
Pass this information on. We're going to do it again before we get out of here, because this is I didn't know about it. And you
Wow.
know what? I've been sick for a long time, and I've been looking at TV every day because I was in the bed and I didn't have anything else to do. And I missed something like this.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm happy to be here to share this information with our community.
I'm so happy you're here. We're going to pass it around to the nurses that we know.
Okay.
Do you have anything to do with Sheriff Dart? Does he get involved? Because I know that he's dealing with the mentally ill.
Right.
And he's turned the infirmary into a place for them to separate them from all of the cruelty that was happening to them in the jails.
Well, it's sad to say that the jail, if we didn't have that service for mental health in the jail, you know, what would we do? Because a lot of our mental health clinics and hospitals have been closed down in our community.
I
It's
know, I
sad
was
that people have to
so
go to prison to get, jail
angry.
to get mental health services, but
Oh.
it is true.
I want to have him on the show because I was so angry. I was in my community when they, on 69th Street, the place that used to be on 69th, west of Halsted.
Okay.
And in the community, we found out that they had just moved, just
They closed them.
disappeared. Didn't let us know. Left their patients with no medication, no place to go or ask. I was so angry.
Yeah, that's
And
it's a
then,
need in
you
our
know,
communities.
we in the community, we don't really know a lot of things that are going on because they're not presented to us, and that's why
Right.
I'm happy to have you here tonight, and we're happy to have a lot of the guests that we have because and Chicago Cable Access has
Okay.
been absolutely wonderful with the community groups getting the information out, or we
Right.
would really be in trouble.
Right, it's a great opportunity to even be here, so.
Yes, and so what about the people who are coming out and they are, since we got on the subject of mental health, I did, what happens with them? Because they're in prison also.
Yeah.
Do they let them out? Do they call you guys or get in touch or give them the information? What
No,
happens?
they don't call us. The clients, we call them clients. And when they get to us, they're clients. They may be prisoners or detainees in different places, but when they come to us, they're clients. And so if they come there, we do an assessment. We also do
Okay.
assessments.
Okay.
And if they need mental health, we will refer them to an agency that is funded to do that service.
That's wonderful. That in
Oh, yeah.
itself is wonderful
Yes.
because sometimes I put myself in people's place and where do you go for help
Yeah.
in a lot of situations in this city where you come out of the hospital, you come out of the jail, you come out of a lot of places and you have no idea how to access anything.
Well, if you're doing services in the community around the reentry population, a lot of it's word of mouth. A lot of the prisoners
Yes.
know that you're doing this work, and they will
Okay.
send people there, word of mouth.
Great. Oh, I am so
That's
happy
one thing we're
about
not
that.
lacking of. We have lots of clients.
Okay, I am really happy. So now you test for HIV and also
And Hep C,
for-
hepatitis C.
And hepatitis C. Now a lot of people, they're just now hearing a lot about hepatitis C. It hasn't been. I mean, I told you I've been in that TV looking.
Yeah.
And I see the commercials every now and then that talk about hepatitis C, and if you're a certain age or if you had it before, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever.
baby boomer.
Yes,
Like
yes,
most of us
yes.
are baby boomers.
But even that isn't getting around. I mean, I'm so frustrated because, and I think I know a lot because I've been looking at TV religiously since I've been sick and had nothing else to do. And even I'm finding out, and I'm really happy and blessed, that I'm meeting people like you,
Okay.
and I'm able for us to be meeting the public that's looking at us now and getting that information. So that is, I'm sure, what you're about. But you know, how can we help as lay people? What can we do
Well,
to assist you in this effort?
well, one thing you can do is kind of join us this year at our People's Gala.
Okay.
On December the 1st, World AIDS Day, and come and socialize with us. Come and be with us. Come and share the wealth that we've acquired over the year and fellowship with some of the families of incarcerated people and some of the people that's formerly incarcerated. Because that's what we do. We celebrate.
You do this once a year?
Once a year. We this year so happened it fell on World AIDS Day, so we are actually doing a celebration to celebrate the services that we've done throughout the year. So that's one of the things we do, but our programs run year-round. We have a family support group
Great,
once a month. We have what we call our Harm Reduction Prison Coalition, where we do advocacy work on behalf of those that are in prison around health care, because we believe that good prison health is good community health. If we're not doing health care on both ends, inside the prisons and in the community, we're just, spinning our wheels. Because a lot of people are coming out of prison very near death. And that means that there's
Now that's
something.
surprising to hear.
Oh, no, but it's real. We have lots of people in prison that are dying, that we
Okay.
know nothing. And these are our community, these are our people. Because the majority,
Yeah.
unfortunately, the majority of them incarcerated are African Americans in our state. So if they coming out sick and almost dead, that means what is happening on the inside. So we do advocacy work at Men and Women around good prison health, being good community health.
Well, I mentioned Serve Dart, so is there any way that that you all connect with each other?
Well,
that
I
you
have-
can
I-
send people
Well,
to you?
I understand what Sheriff Doc is doing around making sure that there's good services in the prison.
Yeah, but
and
he's
I think that
concentrating
that's-
on mental health.
Yeah,
basically.
well, it's really needed.
Yeah,
I'm
I
happy because
agree.
I've been
I
around
agree.
35 years and they wasn't doing anything. So,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things was not being taken care of. Well, we need it because if we know now we don't have the mental health services in the community, and a lot of people are showing up in the prisons and jails, we need the service there. I would love to see more service for
Absolutely.
mental health in the prisons.
I think that's why I was asking you if you to kind of,
Connect.
let each other know, connect, and he
Mhm.
has somewhere to send his people and you have somewhere to send yours.
Well, if we can get funding back into our communities, where people can get mental health services in their community, I think it would be great.
I'm
But
so
I
upset
understand.
about that mental health.
But I
mean,
understand his position. He's over the jail. He has
Yeah.
to take care of the people that are there. It's the incarcerated population. It's against the law not to care for them. So
Well, what I liked about him was that he took his own initiative to pull the prisoners out of the general population because they were being treated unfairly by the other prisoners.
Absolutely.
And the infirmary was supposed to be an infirmary and not a place for them, but he did that. He turned it into a refuge, a place of refuge for them.
and I'm sure it was needed.
It was needed, but there were people who made comments about the infirmary is supposed to be an infirmary, but I'm glad he did that, so that's why I was wondering if all of the people like you and like him and the other organizations, if somehow we could all come together
Yes, it'd be wonderful.
and
wouldn't
use
it?
this brain power, yes, and serve our people. And if you just tuned in, you are looking at not Miss, tell us again what you are,
Reverend,
who you are.
I'm Reverend Green,
Yes,
the
thank you.
CEO of Men and Women in Prison Ministries.
Okay, that is a wonderful thing. How can anyone who just tuned in, we'll cut back to let them know how they can contact you in case they missed some parts of it, because I hate to turn into something and I missed the most important part. So again, in the few minutes we have left, let's give them that contact information.
Yes, we're located at 10 West 35th Street on the 9th floor. We in the IIT building, that big towers right on the corner of 35th and State. Been there 9 years. Our phone number is 312-328-9610. Our fax number is 312-328-9611. And our website is www.mwipm.com. And our email address is info@mwipm.com.
And I know they're sitting there saying, what is Reverend Green? Just wait a minute, you're
rattling
going so
off.
fast. Yes, say it one more time.
Okay, the address is 10 West 35th Street. We're on the 9th floor. And that's here in Chicago. And our phone number is 312-328-9610. Fax is 312-328-9611.
Okay, and they can call those and get the other information to contact you. And there's also an event.
Yes.
I'd be remiss if you didn't announce that.
The People's Gala, I'm so excited. We are actually having our 12th annual People's Gala. And at this gala, we're going to be celebrating our 35th year of service to the community. And it's going to be held at New Zion Upper Room Chapel, and that's at 1950 West 13th Street here in Chicago. And it's this Friday, December the 1st. New Zion Upper Room Banquet.
Where is?
It's not far from here. It's like right in this area.
Right, it's a
13th
church,
Street.
isn't it?
Yeah, well, they have a banquet hall there. The church is on the corner. The banquet hall is in the middle of the block. And we've been there. This is our 3rd year.
All right.
And we are excited about the gala. If any of you are interested and would like to come, please call our office at 312-328-9610, and we'll make sure that you get a ticket and you're welcome to come. You're just welcome to come.
One more time. Yes, we're welcome to come. One
You're
more
welcome.
time. Just give it that phone number. We'll go from there.
Okay, 312-328-9610.
I'm so grateful that you have come. I'm really grateful that the Chicago Cable Access Television has allowed the not-for-profit groups to come in and get the word out, because every time I do the show, a lot of times I meet people that are doing things in the community that it's not getting out.
Wow.
It's not, we're not important enough, you see, to be. We don't have enough money, you see, to be in the mainstream thick of things so that people will know. But here's this venue here that I'm very happy to be acquainted with and work with people and work with the Chicago chapter of the National Black Nurses Association, another agency that you can say that we're collaborating also.
Absolutely.
And so there's good being done, and I'm really happy. Give us that information about the gala one more time.
Yeah, the gala is this Friday, which is National World AIDS Day, and it starts at 6:30 in the evening. The address is 1950 West 13th Street, right here in Chicago, and it's at the New Zion Upper Room Banquet Hall. It's
And
exciting.
Wonderful. And the other thing is, before we go, how will they, if they have a person who needs help from your agency,
Yes.
what do they do?
They call my office at 312-328-9610, and that's for Mr. Jackson. He's my manager, and he will make sure that if anything that we can do, they will know before they leave.
So that entitles healthcare?
Healthcare, we have socioeconomic recovery, we make sure they get we have diversion programs. We make sure that they can get their state identification restored. We make sure if they need GED training, we do have a free, self-funded, it's not free, no such thing as free. It's a self-funded program for the GED if they need that help. So we have a plethora of services, but you have to call the office, you have to come over, and we will share with you what we have.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I would ask you to keep in touch with us. If there's any more information that needs to get out, consider us one of your venues.
Thank you so much.
For putting it out. Whatever the information is, we'll be happy to help with that. The Chicago chapter of the National Black Nurses Association. And I did not bring our contact information. And my fellow nurse is going to kill me because I usually had it, but I haven't been here in a while, and I didn't bring it with me. But the Chicago chapter of the National Black Nurses Association, we are here is this third Tuesday or the fourth? I can't remember.
This should be the fourth,
Yes.
not the, yeah.
We're here every fourth Tuesday of the month at Chicago Cable Access, and we come on at 5 p.m. and we go off like right now. It's been our pleasure. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you next month right here. And I forgot, did I forget? I'm Bernetta Pearson signing off along
Thank
with
you.
the Reverend. Thank you. See you
Bye-bye.
next time.